More than a that, more than a that.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. Got my guy here, Lou Mobley.
What's good?
And today we got a real special guest, my guy, Brandon.
Hey, man. What's going on?
What's up, bro?
Thank y'all for having me, man.
You got to talk up.
Thank y'all for having me.
I just want to start this off by saying, like, we not going to get you indicted this time. Last time I seen you on the podcast, you was getting indicted. Talking crazy about how you wasn't going back on child support.
Yeah. I didn't know you saw that.
Yeah.
You never told me you saw that.
For real?
Never.
You know that she seen it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she saw it.
But did you know that she seen it?
I went back on child support.
But that's not why you went back on child support.
No.
Can we fill in the listeners on the backstory? Because this is
Yeah,
hilarious.
because he didn't even know. Because I didn't like that introduction. You didn't even like say who I am.
I mean, we was gonna get to that.
But we getting into like family business
No,
first.
because that's the icebreaker, bro. That's
Okay.
That's how we start. Get everybody comfortable.
All right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, no, I don't. Me going back to child support, I knew that's.
But it wasn't because of that.
It wasn't. It
All right,
it had something to do with
All
it.
right, for the listeners out there,
Give them context.
in listener land, Brandon is my girl's daughter's dad.
I'm your girl, baby dad.
Yeah, that's. You know
I'm
what
your
saying?
wife's baby
I
dad.
don't really like to refer to him.
I do.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah.
yeah.
Baby dad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, we share a daughter.
Yeah, we share a daughter.
Yeah, that's it.
So you didn't end up back on child support because of that, cuz?
I know that. Well,
Yes.
it
It did happen, but not because she seen the video.
No.
We kind of just laughed at the video like, yo, this thing kind of crazy.
I'm not crazy. I just say what I feel, and that I didn't feel like I wasn't on child support for a good reason.
All right, so fill them in on what we talking about. So Brandon did a podcast.
Yeah, I used to have a podcast.
To have a podcast, and you was talking crazy about you was being arrogant about being on child support or not.
Basically, I mean, I was being arrogant about a lot of
Yeah.
and the child support came up. I don't even remember the context of what it was, because it was
I
like,
don't remember the context.
I really feel like I had the first podcast in Philadelphia, to be honest, because this is like 7 years ago.
Right.
But regardless, I said it, and whatever I said,
It was like, I was on child support, but now I ain't
child
on it.
support.
I ain't on it no more,
Yeah.
and I ain't going back on it.
Yeah,
It's
and then I went back.
Right, it was real. I'm like, yo, he's out of pocket. Somebody
then I
had
went-
sent it to her, like somebody like,
Yeah.
somebody had sent her like, yeah, you on there talking crazy.
I wasn't talking crazy about her.
No, not about her, just
Oh.
about like how you just flexing like that. Like we laughed about it.
It wasn't a flex. That was true. It really happened. I was not on child support no more.
Yeah, but not by your own doing.
It was not by my own doing. No,
Yeah.
it was not. It was actually a weird situation that I found more information out about later.
Yeah.
From talking to you and her.
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah,
by your own-
I'm not gonna say.
This is so. Let's just be honest. Like the fact that your relationship is what it is, I love it, but it's
Yeah.
probably weird to people, right? You're not used to the guys, the guy that she moved on to and the previous guy being cool. So let's just talk about that whole relationship. Like, how did
course.
we get here that we even got you on this show right now?
Well, I mean, anybody that's watching that know me, this ain't new. You know what I mean? It might be new to some people, but this ain't new. Like we've been cool for a long time, for some years now.
Well, to give it like more context. So like, I'm trying to think like the exact moment. It's just like it's not even really like an exact moment.
It wasn't. No, well, I know. So we wasn't cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But we wasn't beefing, but we wasn't cool. So at the time, she was twisting things on my end, right? Or no, let me take that back. Let me not even start that way. Let me not start that way, right?
Right.
You got to go home. So, let me not start that way, right? So I was different, right? I wasn't comfortable with myself. I wasn't doing certain things that I should have been doing as a dad, as a person, right? And the image of him bothered me, and she knew it because I've known her since I was 15. So, like most women, when they have leverage, they twist it, you know? So she made this seem like God. Like, no, for real. Like, she made him seem like anything I didn't have, he had. Even if he didn't have it, she said he had it. You know what I mean? So that kind of like was messing with my ego and things like that. So, you know, I think we only had like one real run-in.
Yeah, like, we only had the one.
When you called me. Remember you called me?
Yeah, when she was saying you was
she said,
her and all
yeah, which I wasn't. Yeah, you know, she embellished a little bit. But regardless, we talked and we was yelling at each other at first. And because at first I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's Dre. I'm like, who's Dre? Well, who the Dre? Okay. And he's like, yes. And I'm like, oh, well, what's up? And I'm in a meeting. And I like leave out the meeting to argue with this guy, right? And we going back and forth. And in that conversation, it was probably heated for like, I don't know, what, 15 minutes. But it was about maybe an hour conversation. And I realized he a regular dude. And I don't feel like.
Yeah, like a part of that, it was just.
That day I knew that this was gonna happen.
Yeah, it was just.
I knew it that day.
It was more so like we was locking heads, and in the middle of like you yelling back and forth with a person, you kind of can hear certain shit. So like you starting to make out what's actually behind the conversation.
Right.
So then it just became a conversation of like saying like, I'm not your enemy.
Right.
And that's really where we got to. Like, that's how we got to the conversation about the child support and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was like, she done painted me on this light to you, but for real, behind the scenes, I'm not working against you.
Right.
Because, like, I'm into it with my baby mom. She be drawing. I would never sit around with a girl and let her do the same shit to somebody else that I deal with.
Right.
On a regular basis. So, it's like, I'm not against you. I'm not your enemy. Like, for real, like, we could just be working together because, like, we got the same common interests. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's when I realized
care about
that,
the
though.
same person.
But I wasn't even thinking that way at the time, right? I wasn't even thinking, because when he called, a call you, right? I'm sorry, I am, but he called you. And, because it's taking me back to the moment, so I got to talk how I felt in the moment.
Right.
He calls me, you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to match whatever he on. And then when we kind of got past, when you get past all the barking, I'm like, nah, he a real guy. You know what I mean? So, and he loved my kid. So, I'm a really beef with the person that lived with my child?
Right.
And that don't even really make a lot of sense. And I realized all of that at that moment. Now, we wasn't cool, but it was like, I know the next time I saw him, I think.
Yeah, it was like.
I think he was like working on your car or something or something like that. Yeah. And I just, I think I was taking her back. Yeah. And I came out and he was like doing some stuff with his car. And I went over and I just started talking to him. Because like, I think the framework was already laid during that first interaction, that first real interaction. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because we interacted once before that. It was when I saw it, when they ambushed me. They ambushed me.
He was on some nut shit.
What's the ambush?
The ambush was, she was trying to introduce him to me. Like, how like everybody always had that conversation, like if I'm gonna be dealing with somebody, I'm gonna let you meet him. Yeah. So like, but he was like opposed to it. So like,
I knew what she was really doing.
Right, and I always, but it's crazy because like I always wanted to like do that with my baby moms, like but you can't. Because like, for one, it's women and it's different, and you can't control the narrative. That's true. Like, he was coming to her house it was a holiday, Christmas to pick Nadia up, and I was there, so she could control the narrative because it's her house. Yeah. So it's like, well, I'm just gonna let him in. So like, I'm in there. I think I'm just sitting there.
I need to tell this.
All right, go ahead.
I need to tell this.
Ahead.
I'm gonna tell it way better.
Yeah,
This,
go ahead.
from my point of view,
Yeah,
right?
give me your perspective.
It was a holiday. I'm coming to get my daughter, and at the time we are beefing. Not me and him. Me and my baby mom. We at it, right? We not really on speaking terms or nothing. Like the Kevin Hart said, like his dad was a stepdad. I didn't go past the threshold of nothing. Like I came, got her, left. So I pull up. I call. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm here. She's like, okay. She's like, yo, come up for a minute. Her stuff not ready. Like she not ready. So I'm like, all right, that's weird. That we ain't been on them terms in a while. So I go upstairs, and the way the apartment was, like the living room is over here, and to the left is like the kitchen and everything. So I'm like just following her up, and so I follow her, and I'm sitting there. So then my daughter come out. I'm like, hey, come on. She's like, Daddy, and I still don't see him. I turn and look. He's sitting Indian style, playing Xbox. He playing Xbox, right? And I instantly got angry. Instantly. So, no, for real, but like this, I tell people all the time, that's one of the moments that like shaped me as a man. Not even as a dad, just as a man, because I had to choose, right? Because I just remember all the nut ass I used to say, right? Don't have no, don't have this guy around. I'm gonna do this. I remember saying all of it and meaning it, right? And and my homie, the day before this happened, I'm in a barbershop saying it, right? And just popping some stupid shit. And my homie says, yo, I'm be honest, if you got that much of a problem with a guy around your daughter, like you might as well go be with your baby mom. Cause if you ain't trying to get her, like what's the issue? And I will never forget him telling me that. And he said it in front of everybody. And this is somebody I grew up with. Right. And the very next day is when I see this guy sitting Indian style in the floor. And I had to choose in that moment, right, whether to stick by everything I said I would do or to just be a normal person. You know what I mean? And my daughter's there. He's there. I wasn't going to win, even if I beat him up. I wasn't going to win in that situation. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to make that decision at that moment.
Keep it real. You judged them for Indian style playing the Xbox, bro.
No, when I say no, but I judged them as, I say, yo, he don't care about nothing. Because he never even turned back to acknowledge me. He didn't even.
That was the whole shit.
He was
you were just that comfortable.
Yo,
like,
if my baby mom told me, yo, my baby dad coming up here and he been saying X, Y, and Z, I'd be like at the door, you know what I mean? Like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, he wasn't phased at all. And
because you gotta stand, doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, if it, you gotta be there for it to be like,
yo,
you know me, bro. Like, I'm not threatened.
That's why I really believe, like, when people say what they will do, you don't know what the hell you gonna do, like, in any situation. Because I knew what I was gonna do. I knew it. I really did. And just seeing him saying Indian style was like,
and like, why are you so comfortable?
Why is he so comfortable? Like, why? Like, what's going on in here? And so I just had to, and she was, and he walked her car seat
because her car seat was in my car.
Yeah,
I had
and
to put the car seat.
Yeah, and we exchanged a few words, positive words, and that was it. And then,
bro, when the Xbox there, like he really be there, like.
But that's when it was real. But that's when it was real for me.
Yeah, like he came in, I was just like, "What's up?" Like that was it.
That was
like,
really it.
Really,
that was really it.
Like, cause it wasn't, to me, it just wasn't that. Like I ain't. Like, I just, like, if it's going to go there, like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to go there.
All right, so we got to get to the part, like, where it really come together is this, like, like, what really...
Well, like, that conversation we talking about we was having, or when she was saying disrespect to her, and we was going back and forth, and then we had a conversation, and then, like, it just was, like, through a course of, like, another real thing that was, like, real big was, him and Yaz was into it about something, because they get into it. So she just was like, I'm not talking to Brandon. Yeah. She's just like, this is what she said. She's like, this is what she told me. She's like, I'm done with Brandon. I'm not talking to him. I'm like, what you mean you're not talking to him? She's like, I don't have anything to say to him. I'm like, well, how you gonna get his daughter? She like, well, if you care about it that much, then talk to the That's just how she was. Like, well, if you care about it, then you talk to him. So
and she told me that.
Right. Like, that's just what she
told. She said, you got to talk to him about getting your kid. Now, how you think I reacted to that?
That wasn't
right.
Either.
But how do you think I react? I mean, I didn't get out of pocket, but how would you react? Right?
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not going to, and I did, but the thing, that's what I'm saying. And I don't think, looking back on it, there was some stuff she was doing on purpose. But at a point, I think she was just trying to find out how to deal with me and herself and stuff like that. And because her saying that, I don't think she was saying that to like kind of twist nothing. I think she really was upset with me for whatever reason.
Like, I'm just not talking to her.
She was like, you know what I mean? But then she like put it on him like.
Because I'm like, you can't do that. Because it's not fair.
Yeah, and
like,
me and him talked and I'm like, come on. He was like, man, she don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, well, what, am I supposed to go through you to get her? I'm like I'm not doing that. And he was like, yeah, I know. Like,
I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, you want to pick her up, just call me. I'll get her ready, have her ready.
I refuse.
Right, when you bring her back, call me, and you know what I'm saying?
I don't negotiate with terrorists. And I look at baby moms as terrorists.
Oh, man.
No, I'm being honest. No, not her, not now. But when you, listen, you married, you basically married. I've lived a completely different lifestyle. I've been a baby dad a long time. So when you really into it, you're really into it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying what it is. You thinking of how you feel. And no, I don't negotiate with terrorists like that.
So how long did this go on when she wasn't communicating with you?
No, he didn't allow. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, like it just like
it had to.
He's not gonna do that.
He was like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was trying to do it. Like he was like, yo, you could just call me, so y'all ain't even gotta argue. But I told him I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not. I said if I have to call you, like if she's not picking, then I will. But I said I'm not going through you to parent my kid.
Yeah,
I didn't have a kid with you. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And that's what I said, right?
Yeah,
and I said I wasn't doing it, and I didn't do it, and here, through a lot of other stuff, here we are. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, it just. But then like it just was like,
you can't fight. You can't. Life ain't loving hip hop, bro. It's not. It's not. And this dude is a real man, number one. And I've said, I'm not just saying it now. I've said this to him. Yeah. He's a real man. You know what I mean? So I can't beef with that. I can't have issues with that. You know what I mean? My daughter has never said nothing unkind about Dre ever. Ever.
Yeah, it was just more so like.
So I can't have issues with this.
That's what I'm saying. It's just more so like real gonna recognize real.
Always.
Like I could have, like when she was on that shit about like, yo, you gotta go through Dre. I could have co-signed the like, man, well, we ain't talking to him.
But
like it was just to the point where like we just not gonna do that. And even if it means I gotta talk to the so he can see his daughter, then I'ma do that because that's what's important. It's not about how she feel, how he feel, how I feel. It's not about none of that. It's about Nadia.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Nadia want to be around her dad, regardless of what y'all two are going through. And if y'all can't get past that, then somebody got to be level-headed.
Right.
And that's me. Because like I said, I wish when me and Donnie was be into it that somebody would just intervene. Somebody would just say something like, yo, why you, like, cuz trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And we had a lot of those conversations. I used to be trying to tell, like, she used to be, I'm like, yo, you know, cuz got all these kids. He got a lot going on.
I got 3 kids, by the way. Not that many.
All these kids.
But you got to understand.
I know what you're saying. I had 2 kids and 6 months apart.
Yeah, so he got hood twins.
I got hood twins.
We could talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But, like, you
True story.
You got to understand, like, so, like, it's just, when I say all these kids, it's like, he's coming into his own. We all still young. So we all coming into our own.
In our early to mid 20s at this time.
Right, early 20s. You know how it is. We trying to figure out bread and all of this. So, like, he doing stuff in Nadia when he can. Sometimes he can't because he got to also take care of his own self. Now he done added 2 kids to the mix. So in her mind, it's like he got all these kids. He don't want to do it. But like, you're not trying to have no sympathy for it. She don't want to have no, like, well, my daughter was here first. That's how she feel.
She still feels that way.
Right, but that's how she feels. My daughter was here first. It's no sympathy for what he got to do going on.
Yeah.
And I've been in that situation. Where it's like, I don't really care what bills and stuff you got. Your son needs stuff. You don't got no empathy for what I got to do.
Wow.
So it's like, if I can negate and stop you from doing that, then I'm just going to have to do that.
I mean, I think, and I definitely think you're right, because mothers get a lot of help. You know, what's wrong?
Do it.
Oh, no, mothers get a lot of help that, dads don't. And I was, just, being a little irresponsible when I was younger. You know what I mean? And, it took a while to figure things out, but, I figured them out.
All right, so since you already touched on how you got 2 kids 6 months apart, what's that like? Like 2 girls pregnant at the same time?
I mean, I feel like that's a rhetorical question. Nobody in this room probably got that, but you can imagine you had one person pregnant.
Yeah.
You know how miserable that is.
He would have used the word miserable.
I mean,
I'm married, bro.
oh, okay, all right. So, and I ain't gonna mess up what you got going on,
You're
but
already getting smoked.
Speak for yourself, bro.
no, I mean, I'm
what's
just
that
saying the truth.
dynamic like,
It
bro?
was
They was both aware. I don't think I never asked you that.
yeah.
Cause you like a vicious, like say anything bull.
Yeah, I'm trying right now on here to not. But yeah, it was what you would expect. It was the love and hip hop stuff, you know. It was it was wild, man. It was definitely. I didn't have a quiet night ever, like for at least like 18 months, because they was they pregnancies overlapped. You know what I mean? Like one came and then 6 months later the other one came, so they was pregnant a good like 3 or 4 months together.
Were you with either of them?
I was with both. What do you mean with? What do you mean with?
In a relationship, bro.
Yeah, I was in a relationship. Yeah, I was engaged.
Yeah, you was
I was engaged to one,
Okay.
and the other one I'm with right now.
Okay.
They cool though. This is crazy because
No,
listen,
we good. Like
listen,
everybody,
man.
good.
Like we done been. What was that shit?
My birthday party last year.
Birthday party last year. We all in the crib together.
Who was we all?
Me,
Yes.
my 3 baby moms, and Dre.
Yeah.
We was all together for the first time. Well, all of us has been around one another. I got a picture.
Who are you, bro? You like the GOAT.
He calls me this all the time.
You the
He
GOAT.
said it all the time. No,
Bro, how do you get all the baby moms on the same page and the baby mom fiance to all be cool like that?
To be honest, I'm gonna just share something very small with y'all, right? So, my mom raised me and my brother. You know, she was definitely a single mom. Me and my brother not really that
Like
close.
a real one.
Yeah, like a real one. She she raised me and my brother, but we only about a year and a half apart. But we not really close because we two different people. But the reason we not close is because she tried to please both of us equally. That never worked. So what I did was I just gave them all somebody to hate. That made them closer. I'd rather them hate me than not, than hate each other. So that's kind of where it started. I literally, on purpose, did not comply with certain things, not necessarily in fatherhood, but just in general. I just tried to be an asshole to them. And
Yeah, then they communicate on their own.
And they communicate on their own. And then I can always get back. I'm a baby dad. You can always get back in. Like, always. Yeah, you share a person with that person. They're going to talk to you. So once I knew that.
This boy like ultra strategic. He just gave y'all the playbook right there, man.
Because
nuts.
Is you don't them first of all, them going at it is bad. Because if they're going at it, I got to talk to all of them. Well, luckily, Yaz didn't beef with. Well, no, let me take that back. Her and I don't want to say their name. Her and Angie.
You can't say it without saying it.
Yeah, her and Angie had some time. Had some things early on. You know what I mean? Because I've known Dre's wife since we was 14 and 15. You know what I mean? So I've known her half my life. So yeah, she had a fair share of bullshit with me. And
It sound like it, bro.
Yeah, he was
man, I'm not even going. Man, look here, Lou, that's from my birthday party last year at my crib.
that?
Yeah, we all. That was the first time we all was together. Like,
I seen this picture out there.
You had to see that.
listen, but the thing, like, 4 of us would be around each other. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has been around one another, but somebody would always be missing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it might be me and them 3, and he's not there. Or when we went to the Poconos, one of my baby moms didn't come, but everybody else, we was all there except for one. So yeah, like we do, family vacations, all that.
So all the kids was there too, like
my mom, her husband, it was a family vacation.
Yeah,
bro, y'all are special human beings, bro.
No,
it's crazy because
white people do it all the time.
I was cool with his mom before we was cool.
She didn't want to tell me that though.
Yeah, his mom loved me. That's the
do.
funny part.
My mom do love Dre. For real. All jokes aside, she really do. My mom was cool, but she didn't tell, because she knew where I was at the time. So she didn't really. And then I guess when she saw it wasn't really like that, that's when she like.
She used to come around, give me hugs and all that. And me and Brandon didn't talk then at that time.
Yeah, nope.
It wasn't cool at all.
So that would be like the interaction at like a birthday party for Nadia?
No, like she used to come get her car fixed.
Yeah, where he worked at.
Where I worked at.
Where he worked
at. She had
at.
a Ford, so she used to come out there, used to give me hugs, used to talk and stuff.
I didn't even know what he looked like at the time.
Like we was just we was.
She knew.
Yeah.
She knew who he was, but I didn't know. I didn't know nothing. So in my mind,
betrayal.
because women stick together, man.
Yeah, it was
Women stick together. Mom, baby mom, that don't matter. They stick together, and I just wasn't in a place to even deal with that at the time.
Right.
So she just left it alone.
So you had 3 kids all before the age of like 25?
I had 3 kids by 24, and I was unemployed through all of it.
So talk about like how fatherhood was going then, and how was it now?
Fatherhood then was, you know, I always loved my kids, you know, and like Dre said, I always feel I did what I could do. But you know, when at that time I was, you know, figuring myself out, figuring out, you know, what I was going to do, and my focus wasn't right, not just for fatherhood. I mean, you know, I don't know when y'all had kids or if y'all was married. I had no business nutting inside nobody, to be honest. I didn't, but I did, and I didn't know how to adjust. It's hard going from young to dad, or just you to dad, and mothers really do, because they start mothering when they find out they pregnant. We like figuring shit out as it go. Right. At least I was. I can't talk for y'all. I was just kind of figuring it out as it went, and I was figuring it out wrong. And you know, it was a lot of things I didn't want to come to grips with. You know, and that's what made it real hard. And as a dad, it's hard to say you don't got it. You know, as a man, it's just hard to say that you don't have it. You know what I mean? Like I never walked away from my children, but I through some of the things I went through, I understand why men have, you know, just if they can't provide, because that's your job. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, I see how you feel less than, and to stay and be ridiculed, or you know, just not be able to give your kids basic things. I can understand why somebody do it. I don't respect it, but I do understand. So that was my 20s was a wild time. That's we, you know, but it started slowing down. You know, I started making more. I just made better decisions, make more money. I don't make no more money. I don't make no more money. But I've been, you know, doing real good with, you know, $12 an hour, and you know, I try to be consistent, and I try. I don't know, that's the truth. Right. You know, I make $12.50.
Hey,
yeah, no, for real,
man.
But
I'm just glad you're in the space that you in, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
About to say?
No, I want to answer the second part of his question.
Oh, all right.
Was how is it now? You would think with some of the stuff that I said and showing you the pictures and stuff, you'd think that it's better. It's not really better, right? Like I don't really know how to describe, like, how is fatherhood, or how is my relationship with them?
I guess that'll be encompassing of all that, right?
Okay, so fatherhood is great because I don't like babies. I like kids, like, you know, when they can do things and say things. So, you know, me and the kids, we always do stuff. You know, we go out of town all the time. We do stuff all the time. So fatherhood is great. Co-parenting it's not better. Like it's not, because I don't feel like women mature past the age of 16. So they still kind of the same.
Bro, yeah, hot takes be wild.
I know, no, but for real.
Don't get our podcast canceled. We work really hard.
No, I don't want to do that at all. I don't want to. Listen, by no means do my opinions reflect the More Than the Dad podcast, right? So I don't want them to get canceled at all. And I do kind of want to come back. But I do believe that when women are put in certain situations, they don't emotionally mature at the rate that men do once we get it together. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though we was raised that, like, they are much more mature than us. Like we were raised. What is they 4 years more mature?
Yeah,
but that's true, right? But it's like you're a big guy. Like, were you always a big guy? Like,
bro, how did we just get on?
I'm just asking. Were you always a big guy? Like, were you always tall? Like,
bro, he tapped into my insecurities. I'm about to go into my confession.
No, I'm not saying fat. I'm just saying you.
No, yeah.
So it was like
I always been big, right?
Right. So I knew people I grew up with that they was tall at 12 and they the same height now. And I think that's how women emotionally operate. They mature and then they peak real early and then it just cap. and it stay right there. And the more stress and agony you add on to that, it almost prevents because I'm not as a partner. So that's going to be a lot for somebody to take on and deal with. You know what I mean? So it kind of keep them at a certain place, and I kind of deal with that now. So I still, if we do have argument, the arguments aren't frequent, the disagreements in terms of parenting, but when they are, I'm like defending my old self. Not now. They're not talking to Brandon now. Like they're saying stuff from like 6 summers ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense to you. Like and I don't even know what to say because I can't even respond back to it. Because yeah, it's true, but what the hell did I have to do it right now?
Right. So how old is your oldest?
She'll be 12 this year.
Yeah.
How old is your youngest?
7.
And is it
Well,
easier
they're
with
both the same age?
Right. I don't even know why I said it. That sounds silly. My bad.
Yeah.
You can kind of communicate with them directly, right? I'm pretty sure they have phones or tablets or something.
Yeah.
Does that make the co-parenting easy because you can just speak directly to your child?
No, because even for a while, I remember Yaz did that. Like she would just put Nadia on the phone, and I would say, hey, I'll try to come get you Friday. If I don't work late, this and that. But you tell your kid, I'll try to come get you. What do you think they hear? Daddy's coming.
Come and get me.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like a lot of, she was like
getting a lot of that.
Yeah, she was like, you said that you were coming. I'm like, I didn't say that. But she refused to talk to me at the time. So but again, it didn't last that long. Like you know what I mean? But when I had a conversation with her, I said, yo, she's a kid. Like they misinterpret a lot of things. So me being able to talk directly to them, it helps to know like what's going on. Like, hey, how was your day? How's school? What are you doing? But like, when you have things that you have to communicate with a parent, I don't care if a kid is like 15 or 16. There's some things you just have to talk to the person you had a kid with about.
Right.
Dre,
you don't speak on it enough, and I definitely want to, because this dynamic is crazy. You don't speak on your relationship with Nadia a little bit, and I just want to ask you about that directly. Like, what is your relationship like with her from the beginning to now?
She my kid, basically.
She is.
Like, that's just she the same as Lil Dre, the same as Ashton. It's no different. Like, I don't look at her in any other different way. Like, I've never looked at her in any of, like, I've seen her since she was 2 years old. It's like you said, she's about to be 12. You're talking about going on
her whole life.
Yeah, you're talking about going on a decade. So, like, it's just like, it's this, like, it's the same. It's so much so the same, like, even to the point where, like, if me and Yaz just wasn't together, she would still have a place.
That's not
in
an
my
option,
life.
by the way. Y'all have to be together. I'm not allowing.
But
it got to be you.
I'm just saying.
It got to be him.
Even if it,
You can't bring a third dad into the fold?
It's never happening.
Even if it was,
it's never happening.
Even if it was to,
I'm gonna revert back to all that old.
Even if it was to come to that, like, she would never. I would never not look at her as my kid. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see her in any, different way.
Listen, it make me feel good to hear it, right? No, for real. Because I remember somebody had sent me a picture. This is years ago. They sent me a picture. He posted Nadia on his page.
Yeah, Nadia and Lil J.
Yeah, and Lil J. And you said,
I know who sent it, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I know who sent it.
Oh, all right. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. Because that'll be somewhere else. Yeah. All right. So, but I didn't know you knew that though. But so they sent it to me. My response was, "Don't send me no like that." But now I got to do something with the information. So I call my baby mom. I act a fool. You know what I mean? So I'm acting so crazy. She don't even fight me. She's just like, I'll tell him to take it down. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, just tell him to keep it up. But that ain't his effing daughter. But now, you know what I mean? But I was insecure. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, and especially at that time, I wasn't doing certain things to the capacity that I should have been doing.
The worst joint we had with the situation like that is that they when you did it to Nadia.
What'd I do?
What'd
I do? I don't remember.
Listen,
I don't remember. What'd I do?
Nadia come home one day. He dropped Nadia off, bring her back. Mm-hmm. She like in full blown tears. She crying, all this stuff. Like, yo, what's wrong with you? And my dad said, "You not my dad."
Oh, yeah.
And I guess she was in y'all was in the car. She was like, "Oh, I got two dads. You my dad and Big Dre my dad."
It wasn't what she said. It was how because she was still young, and I just couldn't hear certain things at the time. You know what I'm saying? No, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do fully, right? I know now I do what I do to the best of my ability. I wasn't doing it to the best of my ability at the time, right? So I was insecure with certain things. I'm sure anybody can understand that.
Right.
So when she said, she was like, hey, Dre and my mom is getting married. And I'm like, I don't give a whatever. Okay, you know, like, great. And she's like, I'm going to have 2 daddies now. And I was like, I stopped and I looked and I said, no, I'm your dad and he'll be your stepdad. So I wasn't like malicious, but she loved him already. She already had a lot, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like, it wasn't, that was all I said to her. I said, no, I'm your dad. He'll be your stepdad. She was like 6. She don't even know what a stepdad is, you know? Right. So, what I shouldn't have did was even I shouldn't have made that kind of statement to her. I could have kept that to myself.
Right.
And whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I did, and I said it. And, I didn't even know she was broken up about it. That's the first time I heard this.
For real? Yeah, she was crying and everything. Yeah, didn't I tell you that?
No.
One thing I want to ask y'all, I mean, obviously things are good now, but like I was introduced to fatherhood by being a step parent, right?
Okay.
How don't y'all like have that feeling being replaced? Like, how don't y'all?
Because you can't replace it, bro. Because no matter what I do, it's always gonna be her dad. Just like I was just saying before, like I was raised my whole life with what is essentially my stepmom, but that's my mom. When I found out that my real mom wasn't involved, it was still a void. Because that's still a piece of you. Like, that's a piece of you that you can't, like, I can't never replace. No matter what I do, I can't replace him. Because, like, I could do everything, and she still could feel this emptiness. Like, if he was to just be absent and not be here, she would still feel empty about it because it's, like, it's a piece of you that's not there. Yeah. You can't erase it, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, and I don't feel him being around, him doing, like, how is that a negative for my kid? Somebody that actually love her. How is that a negative? It's just impossible. How is that a negative? Like, that don't even make sense. Like, she essentially has 2 men that actually love her. I know he love her. You know what I mean? So I can't really have no issues with this guy. Yeah.
But we just not introducing a 3rd guy to the fold.
That will never happen. It's not ever going to happen. It's never going to happen.
And we've talked about it. I'm like, it's just.
We talk about it all the time.
It's just a double up, but like I said, she never got to go without. Like, if for some reason he couldn't make something, for any reason, she don't never got to be the only kid sitting in there like, oh, my dad ain't. Everybody else dad here, my dad ain't here. She would never have to feel that. Yeah. You would never have to sit in that situation and do that.
Yeah. Because, and she get game from 2 men.
Right, because whatever he don't cover, I'm going to cover. Whatever I don't cover, he going to cover. Everything is covered. You can't, you know what I'm saying? And it also shows her how these situations get handled, so she don't got to grow up thinking like, I had a kid with somebody and it got to be all this drama and beef and they can't get along. It just changes the narrative, and that's just really what it's about. Like, just showing you, like, it ain't Love and Hip Hop. It's not nothing that's fake. Like, it's a real thing. Like, it's genuine, and we doing something because we got the same common interest. We love the same person.
Right.
And it's about her. It's not about us. It's not about my personal feelings or his personal feelings or his personal. It's not about nobody's personal feelings. Because at the end of the day, it's about these kids. And that's what we're doing it for.
Solid. Bro, he has nailed that, bro. Hey, you got us? So... Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's just I don't even know.
Can I ask Dre a question?
Ask Dre a question.
What did before you met me for real? What did you think? Like, because I know you heard things. Like, what did you think I would be like?
He's a piece of If you go by that, listen, man. If we all listen to women, man, we all would be pieces of
man.
And that's just what I'm saying. Like, that's just what it was. Like,
am I any different? Because we know each other for real.
Yeah.
Am I different, like, in terms of like my character from?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
It's way different because she's only going to describe you from one perspective. Bro.
Yeah, the hurt side.
Yeah, she's only going to describe you from that. Like, it's rare.
Thank you.
It'd be rare that she'd say some good shit about you, to be honest. I mean, not today, but like at that point in time, like it's just things that I know, like, like at some point, like, y'all had Nadia, y'all stay at your mom's house, like that's your mom and you and y'all infrastructure over there. Like, it'll never be talked about like, well, you know, like, it was like, because that's a contribution.
Yes.
Like, that's a positive thing. Like, that's not like a negative, but like, you ain't even, like, that's not even getting discussed at that point in time. It's just like, you just a piece of shit. Dog.
Yo, remember, because I know y'all about to do your little.
Oh, no, what's up?
But no, remember, I just want to say this. Remember when we went to the Poconos? Remember when she turned it into say all these all this bad two of my baby moms
were there, like, and they was like, but deciding like they was just about the bashing right here. Like,
we had the dinner table
about all the
we done paid like $2,000 to be in the Poconos.
All the times when he wasn't
doing
what he was supposed to be doing, like they was just about to go. And I'm like, yo, we just not doing this today.
Yeah, Dre was like, why are we talking about this?
I'm like, why? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, they left me out the job. They started talking about all my dirty
they just started trying.
Everything.
Like you said, they gonna unite on something.
That's right.
They gonna unite.
But the thing was,
it was like Voltron.
Yaz was saying stuff I didn't even remember.
Yeah, it was like
you know what I'm saying. Like you know how long you gotta be mad at somebody and they don't even remember what you talking about. She's telling me what I did. I said I don't remember that. She said yes you do. I said I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm like, man, we not about to keep doing this.
That was wild, man.
All right, man. We gonna get into our beer review this week. This is Too Local, prolific. That is what it say, right?
Yeah, Two Locals.
Yeah, Two Locals. This is actually, I don't want to misspeak, but I think this is a brewery from Philly. It's black owned. It's like one of the first black owned
oh wow
breweries in Philly. Shout them out. I think they're out of West Philly. I'm gonna crack this right quick.
Let's try it.
Bet you this joint super strong or something.
That's not bad.
That's not bad neither. I like this. I like this. You from West Philly, right?
Yeah.
Y'all might know them. Y'all got
you from West?
I'm from Southwest.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, that is Southwest.
I'm from Southwest. Yeah.
I just associate everything 50.
Yeah, man. I get them a thumbs up on this. I like this a lot.
I forgot. I was trying to Baltimore Ave.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm from Southwest.
What y'all think of it?
I think it's solid.
I would. Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
We got to support Philly, bro. We from Philly, man.
Yeah, facts. No, facts. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
We play this game here called Documented Quality Time. We get to the end of this. You know, it's kind of like, you know, what can you get caught doing, like this or that? You know.
Oh, this is not gonna be.
Yeah, what you more likely get caught doing? Playing catch with Liam or snooping through Nadia's phone?
Playing catch with Liam.
You ain't gonna touch your phone.
I don't touch it that often. I don't touch it that often. Yeah. I'll be like, yo, let me get it. You know what I'm saying? And she just hand it over. I know where she at, so I don't really worry.
She got what she got now?
Yo, stop snitching.
My bad, chill.
Bro, you really a dad,
what?
bro. Relax, bro.
She got a snap. She know she got a snap.
Sure.
Yeah.
You sure it's
Bro,
not a TikTok?
you just giving up tape on.
She has a Snapchat?
Yeah.
Oh no, well we done with that.
more than a dad podcast.
We kind of okayed it. I thought she talked to you.
Nah, it's too much stuff on social media, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't with it.
I mean,
we can talk about it, but
TikTok the same though, kind of.
I was not cool with that either, and I was meaning to say something.
For real, you was gonna clip the TikTok?
We gonna.
She only used the Snap for the filters. We mind. That's why I asked, did you check it? She don't post on Snap. She just uses it to take pictures because she like the filters.
Oh well, that's
it's different, bro.
But see, I don't know how it works. I've never spent 2 seconds of my life on Snapchat or TikTok. Right? Yeah. I got things to do in life.
Yeah, it's got Snap. It get monitored, bro.
All right. Well, I mean,
play our game, man. Y'all getting naughty, y'all caught up. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
No,
Drayden gave up.
I just thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't know. I really don't touch her phone. Like it's rare because again, like I'm in tune with her, so I know where she is, and it's a lot of things I test her and talk to her about. So I ain't really worried about that. But it's definitely I'm going through it now.
I mean, you got baby girl. So did you have the? Are you more likely to get caught like baking the cake or like her painting your fingernails?
Neither.
Not gonna bake a cake.
I'm like old school dad. Like your grandpa wouldn't have done that.
Oh man.
I'm not wearing a tutu for you. You know what I mean? Like I'll take you where the tutus are, but I'm not putting it on to do a teacup party with you. You know, I wouldn't do that. That's me. I wouldn't do that.
It's a fit.
I'm not doing that.
Doing one of their hair or taking them shopping?
Hair is cheaper. I would do the hair. Oh my god. I did. I used to do naughty hair a little bit. I would. I'm still acting, so I'm still active. So shopping, like, you know, Anari little Nadia is getting to that point, you know, but
she expensive, bro.
Yeah, she getting to that point.
Sent me some $500 Yeezys the other day.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She sent some Yeezys. They was $500. She definitely sent it to me the other day.
You got them?
Hell no.
Oh, I was gonna say, yo, you out of your goddamn mind.
Listen, I'm just saying what she asked for.
Man, yeah, okay.
You got any more for
well, she asked the right dad then, because there ain't no mother in the world. Ain't no way. No. Hold me back a payment for a month, and yeah, we in.
No, need that, cuz.
And now you gonna flex, all right?
Chill, cuz we need that.
Y'all painting a real bad picture.
Yeah, no, we good.
Nah, we straight.
We want to thank you for coming and blessing our podcast, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for everything you do, brother. Thank you for everything you do, man. Thank you for having me, Lou.
No problem, man.
All right, till next time.
Until next time, thank you for listening.
More than that. More than that.